Hey look, it's Deku from My Hero Academia. Some weird stuff going on. Why is there a progress bar? Ugh. All the animations look like they need a little bit of work. Oh my god, that is crazy. I don't think Deku is actually that strong. I don't think he can just teleport to someone and insta-kill them. Shift. What does shift do? Shift is a Delaware smash. Stun zone. That's pretty neat. That's really weird that the basic attack is... What does one do? Agile, change your skills to power based. What does that mean? Change your skills to shoot style. Oh, that's interesting. I'm using kicks now, I guess. These animations do leave a lot to be desired, but I guess this is more along the lines of what people expect from mods in general. That Goku mod, I think, might have been just exceptional. I don't mean to insult anyone. Obviously, 3D animation is incredibly difficult. What the heck is this even doing? Though there might be some spoilers. This is weird. I'm just gonna stick to the main mode. It actually seems like... What the heck? That's different now. This mod makes a Deku out to be like this ultra-human god that can kill people by flicking his fingers. It's impressive in the show and all whenever he has done that at 100% power, but I don't think it's ever been used horribly effectively. I honestly can't even remember a lot of early My Hero Academia. I can't remember a lot of details from this one. This is not like Dragon Ball Z for me. Dragon Ball Z, Wait, why can't I fly? What the heck? Am I supposed to be able to do that? He can just fly? I don't think he can fly. Maybe I'm missing something. I know he can jump high, but come on, flying? Wow, I'm dying from this ability that I put on. Cycle between 45% and 100%. Wow, I'm extremely slow. This character seems more in line with the base characters than Goku did. Deku has never really stood out to me as like a powerful shonen character. Maybe it's just the way he's written. Wait, what is that? What am I doing? Ouch. What the heck is go beyond? Oh, go... Is that supposed to be go beyond? I think they forgot the D at the end. What is going on? Am I at like 100%? What is happening? What the heck? Yes, something's not quite right about this mod. What is happening? Why can't I do this? Pow, 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 pow. You're getting... I think he's saying pow. I don't know. Pow, pow, pow. You're getting pow. Pow, pow, pow. Right. Air Force. Shoots beams with your fists. So it's supposed to be shooting beams with my fists, but... wow, it is actually. Holy shit, that is a slow thing. Okay, so I don't see the point of not being in this mode whatsoever. 45% isn't really hurting me at all. 100% hurts like crazy, so I can't really do that for very long. So I pretty much only have this one option. I don't plan on playing this character for the entire video. I gotta say, I'm not really liking him. What are you doing? There we go. I just kind of, you know, flick air at him. It froze him. I loved My Hero Academia for a long time, but every issue of the manga, every time I sat down and caught up with the manga, I started liking it less and less, and really, the moment that it all goes downhill for me, and this is a spoiler moment again, is when Shigaraki gets revived. They made him so overpowered, and every single time he's come like within inches of getting defeated, and every time he's got insane plot armor. I have never in my life complained about an instance of plot armor, but in this case, where they put plot armor on the villain, like, it's expected to have plot armor on the heroes, because obviously, if they die, you don't really have a show anymore. But I don't understand why they keep doing this fake out thing where you think Shigaraki's gonna die, and then he does not die. Deku beats him to death, nearly to death. The superhero, the American woman who can make the rules, beat him 90% to death, and even her last even her last resort didn't even hurt him, it seems like. She literally goes inside of him and starts destroying all the quirks inside of him, and it doesn't seem like that really did much of anything to him, though I guess that might show up a little more later, and he's fighting against All For One, fighting against getting turned into All For One. I have ascended. But I don't know if other people hold that opinion. Probably not. 1,000,000% Detroit, Delaware smash. Alright, I guess I'll try that. Wait, what? Oh. It did not do nearly enough damage for being called 1,000,000% anything. Satisfying to see all the enemies in one spot, though. Detroit Smash. So you watch the show, and he does that, and it's pretty hype whenever he does. But here, I can't even tell what's going on. Rating this mod overall, great idea. Not the best execution. Just some fine-tuning in the animation department, in the sound design, the effects of the attacks, like this Detroit Smash and Delaware Smash. That's a Detroit Smash, it's just some smoke. And I know Risk of Rain 2 modding this game, it probably does not leave a whole lot of room for improving those sorts of things, but it's definitely... it would go a very long way if... oh, I didn't realize that before. And also, it seems pretty unbalanced. That seems to be his most fun moveset, but it drains my health so fast that I can't use it. Goku mod didn't have the best effects either. Some of that could have had some improvement wherever through animations and stuff, but it definitely feels a lot better than this mod to play. Even though the Kamehameha waves and the Spirit Bomb is just blue ball, blue cylinder, whatever. It's got good sound design. It's got good effects. It's intuitive. You can hold the attack button to make the Kamehameha wave or Spirit Bomb do more damage. And it definitely, you can feel how much damage it does. And in that mod, you can just, you fly up there, you transform, you charge up a Kamehameha wave, you let it go, and it destroys the health bar of the enemy. But even then, the mod still doesn't make the game trivial. So I think this mod could definitely use some rebalances in terms of that stuff too. Not just animations and the like. Because like I said before, 3D animation is very difficult. Now I will be moving on to something else. Alrighty, so just as I feared, I cannot play all these characters at once. I'm gonna see if there's any way that I can do something in the config files to get these characters unlocked already. Alright, so Sniper is a character from Risk of Raid 1 that has been modded into this game. The developers have said that they did not add Sniper to the game, or that they were not planning to add Sniper into the game because they didn't think it fit well with the direction that the game went. I don't know if I agree with that, but so we'll actually see. I can zoom in, scope it in. That's pretty cool. That feels good. So it's practically cheating to compare this mod to the last one, because this was made by a lot of people, and this is a character that already existed in Risk of Rain 1. Perfect reload thing on the screen, the actual UI itself, it's not super attractive. If the perfect reload was randomized every time, I feel like that would add a little bit more dynamic challenge. But since that's in the same spot every time, I can pretty reliably get one of these white bullets. I guess I can kind of see why they thought that this character wouldn't fit into the game as well now. Once you get used to that, it's kind of just a precision character. I don't really care about his other abilities as much as I care about the sniper rifle itself, because that's just fun. And the perfect reload's fun too. And if I don't get a white bullet though, I can just restart and try it again. So it's a little bit weird of a mechanic. I don't know if Risk of Rain 1 was like that exactly. Oh my god, he comes in with in a giant steak. Okay, already this is really cool. Good animations. Oh, that is awesome. Just, it's the small things, right? His floppy sort of arms, and the fact that this has some knockback to it, to where it knocks your character back a little bit. Prepare a healthy meal. I don't know if that actually prepared one or not. Oh, it was blue that time, instead of red fire. Man, that's cool. Let's try searing one. Oh, that's cool. It all catches on fire. That's awesome. This character is very awesome. This character could easily be in the game by default. Easily. I will probably buy the DLC and check that out in another episode too. That's an idea. There's a character in it that looks pretty cool. Alright, I'm gonna glaze him. I'm gonna sear him. Oops. I wanted to do that. There we go. I wanted to do a second helping and then do that? What if I do a second helping with the oil? Okay, it looks like it's a lot more. Oh, that is so cool. Second helping. Oh! Well then. So really, I kind of have 6 abilities. 7, rather. Oh, I didn't even realize that that was a ranged attack. This character is extremely awesome. 10 out of 10. Which I expected as much because the credits have a lot of people in it. There is a lot of people that worked on this mod. Yeah, I don't have to rush whenever I hit my R ability because it stays there until I do an attack. I really like that. The only problem I personally have with characters with these synergy abilities is that I feel like I'm wasting my time if I don't do it every time. That's kind of the... I'm sure there's a term for it, but there's this thing. I could call it the Skyrim Stealth Archer phenomenon. And so if hitting shift, and then hitting R, and then hitting mouse 2 is the most effective thing, then that's gonna get used a lot. And so on subsequent playthroughs, you might find yourself gravitating towards doing that, regardless of if you're bored of doing that or not. Like how in Skyrim, everyone always does the Stealth Archer. And that's because it's extremely easy, it's very powerful, it's completely broken, but if you do it too much, it can get boring, and it can lead to the feeling that Skyrim is a game with not a lot of variation in the builds. It can make it feel like that, even if that's not true. Ah, that is so cool. I mean, it gets a pass in this case, because that's just the coolest thing. But it's just a phenomenon I wanted to mention. Dong. Boing. If I want to escape, I can do R and then shift. Alright, I want to risk it. Oh, well done. Boom, that was crazy. Beautiful. This guy let me beat Risk of Rain 1. Of course, pretty much everything you can expect. You can tell that it's a ray tracer, not actually physical bullets. They disappear too pretty quickly, and you can see the impacts before they get to their destination. I feel like I'm playing Rainbow Six Siege or something. I might have to enhance the footage to see if the physical rays matter. It looks like it follows the same path of the bullet. So it looks like the biggest problem here is going to be if you have one of these bullets, these yellow bullets traveling like a real bullet or whatever, and an enemy walks into one, they're not going to take damage because it's not actually a real bullet. It's not the thing that does damage. Those are the things that are doing damage, basically. Whenever you click, it just shoots out a random array of ray tracers. Did this impact an enemy? If so, do this damage. I mean, that's how you make guns in most games that don't have simulated bullets. But it is a little bit weird to have both. But since this character was not in the game at release, I don't think the items are going to really be made for him, so to speak, so I don't think... I mean, I think the shotgun might feel nicer if those were the actual things dealing the damage. It's hard to say. Nobody's gonna notice that, though. I haven't had to use my other abilities very much. In fact, I just haven't been. That's pretty cool, though. If I had a big group in front of me, I could do that. I'm sure these characters would all be pretty different if they were built from the ground up with this game in mind. Sorry, I meant that the other way around. If the game was built from the ground up with these characters in mind. Get out of here. I think for sure the soldier's syringe would go a long way with this guy. Get kind of a rapid fire shotgun going. So obviously it's a three-dimensional game, so he works pretty differently from in Risk of Rain 1, where you can't really like keep all the enemies on one side of you. There's gonna be some above you shooting over the shield, there's gonna be some coming from behind and all that. It just makes it more dynamic, so that's not a bad thing. I don't understand at all why the Chrono Bauble and Wax Quell are green items. I definitely feel like armor piercing rounds should be green items. The fact that I can just trade all of my white items for more of these armor piercing bullets is kind of weird, because if you stack enough of them up, you do absurdly high damage. I think this character is solid, all of his abilities work together, and I feel like that's kind of a given because he's already a pre-existing character made by the developers in the first one, which is basically ported over to this one. So just like Chef, he's a solid character. Wow, that is really cool. Kind of weird that their attacks from the ground aren't doing any damage to me. They're getting blocked. Given the 3D nature of the game, I don't see this strategy working all the time. I'm gonna try Miner. Another guy from the first game. I think this is a character that you need to be very aggressive with. Oh man, he looks incredible. Very solid. His pickaxes are menacing looking. Let's see. Okay. So he can dash around. He blast himself backwards out of danger, I suppose. Oop, I just fell off the map. God dang it. I'm gonna try that one again. I did it again. I did it again. I don't have any items, but it's just... I can't find any. It's taking too long. Behind your head. Why do I keep using that so much? Oh man, his movement abilities are lacking. I think his right-click ability should have less cooldown, because it's very important to be able to use it. I think 3 seconds might be a good cooldown for that one, honestly. I mean, I can see why it's useful. You can, well, have to wait like 5 seconds to show it off, because I can do like this and then charge it up and go in again. But I can't do anything the other way, it seems like. I can do this, that, and then zoom in. Oh god. Oh man, that guy is just ridiculous to fight as a melee character. And Paladin. So this guy is focused on... Wow, that was cool. The dash could use a little bit of a buff, I think. Oh. Not much of a dash. I love the attention to detail of that white light trail. Whoa. Whenever you run, the sword even has sparks when it scrapes the ground in that animation. That's another awesome detail. And the sword glows whenever you have when you're blessed. So you know when you're doing the special attacks. Wow, that's awesome. Didn't even realize. Wandering Vagrant. This is what makes being a melee character so difficult. Seems like a very tough character to play. Despite being very powerful. It's only powerful if he's blessed. Like this. Gotcha. Oh, you're in melee range now. Not gonna last too long now, are you? You're gonna kill me, aren't you? That was close. Yep, very strong character. I always love heavily armored characters. Wow, the dagger goes into his hand. It looks like that was meant to be. I still have to fight or play one more character. I can't edit the config files to get them unlocked by default like I could these ones, so I'm gonna have to come back to that. It'll still be in this video. He's gonna be the last one I do. Man. That feels like a lot longer than 1.5 seconds. I kinda just want to keep playing. The beam attack is satisfying. Hitting the enemies with the sword is satisfying. Doing the dashes, which I was unsure about them at first, but they're cool too. And this, the fact that there's two moves in one is pretty cool too. I can jump and do the shockwave thing. And I'm gonna have to come back later to get the last character here. Requires Reborn, gets slain by a greater wisp as bandit. So all these characters are extremely involved. They have unlocks. All of them have unlocks as far as I can tell. Ooh, have 40 cleavers in the air at once. How the heck do you even do that? Is it a clip of bullets or is it a magazine? Haha. Talk about pedanticism. I don't know. Motherfuck. I got literally the one item that would make it difficult to die to an enemy. There we go. Jesus. Gunslinger. Can I give my thoughts on the character along the way? Oh. Strange. Shot 2 rounds and... Oh, okay, he reloads whenever you stop shooting. It's a little bit underwhelming. I think it's pretty clear that this character is not quite as polished as the other ones, but of course those were made by a team, and I believe this might have just been made by one person. Like, it doesn't feel like I'm shooting a demonic revolver of some sort. It feels like I'm just shooting any old pistol. Some sound design improvements. Improvements to that whole reload thing. The way that Bandit does his guns, where you have the 4 dots under. In this case, you could have the 6 dots under, and then have those reload one by one. If I shoot 5 bullets, he reloads them all instantly. It's small details like that that I feel like would add to the feel of playing this character. See, that attack's pretty cool. It's got a nice animation, you know, he pulls his hand back to charge it up, and then forces it forward. I think a single action revolver thing, counting your stuff there, and then once you shoot the final bullet, it takes a little bit of time to reload, but to make up for the long reload time, to have it be a very powerful shot. So if you miss one or two shots, you're gonna be paying for it. I see this, what's in front of me, and I imagine what it could be, ideally. And of course, probably not dealing with ideals here. Like, ideal circumstances. Other than the dashes, he doesn't really have a good way of getting away from enemies. Seems to be a very weak character. Well, I'm actually gonna stop him right there. Actually, there's 6 characters because I didn't rank Chef. Okay, 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1.